Juggernaut vs Hulkbuster, who would win? A skyscraper-sized iron giant. Built by the smartest man on Earth. Designed for one purpose, to stop the unstoppable. Steel. Repulsor cannons. An AI running thousands of calculations per second. A war machine so powerful. It once traded blows with a rage-fueled green god, and survived. Now picture this. A man with no serum. No mutation. No gamma radiation. Just a man. Cursed by an ancient force so overwhelming. Even gods hesitate to stand in his way. He doesn't dodge. He doesn't retreat. He doesn't slow down. He has walked through mountains. Survived nuclear blasts. Faced the X-Men, the Avengers, entire armies. And told them to move. And they did. One is Tony Stark's greatest weapon. The other is the universe's most unstoppable force. This isn't a breakdown. This isn't a stat sheet. This is a collision. Engineering versus inevitability. Hulkbuster versus Juggernaut. The Iron Giant. Versus the force of nature. Who walks away? Let's find out. Hulkbuster, the Iron Giant. Tony Stark has built everything. Arc reactors. Nanotech suits. Time travel. But the Hulkbuster stands alone. Because this wasn't built to fight soldiers. Or aliens. It was built to fight a god. The Hulk. And that changes everything. Background. The Hulkbuster, also known as the Veronica system, is not just armor. It's a modular war platform that deploys from orbit. Assembling around Tony mid-flight in seconds. Built for one purpose. To subdue the Incredible Hulk. Not slow him down. Not contain him. Subdue him. Over 11 feet tall. Several tons of reinforced alloy. Engineered to absorb catastrophic, city-level force. Powers. This isn't standard Iron Man tech. The Hulkbuster is built for destruction. Its repulsors can level structures in a single blast. The Unibeam. Output comparable to small-scale nuclear force. Its strength allows it to crush steel. Overpower heavy hitters. Stand toe-to-toe with gods. But its greatest weapon isn't strength. It's intelligence. A real-time combat AI analyzes every move. Predicts strikes. Adapts instantly. While it's getting hit, it's learning. While it's taking damage, it's evolving. Supersonic flight. Mid-battle part replacement. Real-time biological scanning. This isn't just armor. It's a thinking weapon. Feats. Against the Hulk, it didn't just fight. It endured. It adapted. It kept going. In the comics, it has faced Hulk-level threats capable of shaking continents. In the MCU, it leveled city blocks while trading blows with a mind-controlled Hulk. Tanking hits that would destroy anything else. In Wakanda, it tore through alien forces with brutal efficiency. This suit has faced monsters. And survived. The Hulkbuster isn't just armor. It's strategy, weaponized. But here's the problem. Not everything can be solved by engineering. Juggernaut, the Unstoppable. His name is Cain Marko. Not a mutant. Not enhanced. Just a man. Who touched something he should never have. The Crimson Gem of Sidorak. And in that moment, everything changed. Background. The gem wasn't just an artifact. It was a gateway. A direct link to Sidorak. An ancient entity of pure, unstoppable force. The moment Cain touched it, he became its avatar. A living embodiment of momentum. A man no longer bound by physics. From that moment forward, Stopping him stopped being an option. Powers. Juggernaut has no limit. Once he starts moving, he cannot be stopped by physical force. Not strength. Not energy. Not barriers. Everything hits him. And fails. Only magic or direct mental attacks can slow him. And even that doesn't last. His strength rivals the strongest beings in Marvel. But strength isn't the real threat. A constant mystical force field surrounds him. Absorbing damage. Dissipating energy. Rebuilding instantly. He doesn't tire. He doesn't weaken. He doesn't stop. And then comes the nightmare. Momentum. With every step, he becomes stronger. Faster. Heavier. More unstoppable. A freight train, powered by a god. Feats. Juggernaut has traded blows with Thor. Torn through the X-Mansion. Punched through dimensions. Created craters visible from orbit. Survived nuclear explosions. Been buried under mountains. And walked out. Not because others are weak. Because he is that powerful. Even weakened, he dominates. At full power, he doesn't fight. He overwhelms. He doesn't rage like Hulk. He doesn't strategize like Stark. He doesn't adapt. He advances. Relentless. Unstoppable. Inevitable. The battle. Tony strikes first. He always does. Repulsors fire at full power. The hit lands. Juggernaut steps back. Then keeps walking. Uni-beam. Maximum output. Explosion. Fire. Smoke. And then Juggernaut walks out. Faster. Now it's clear. This isn't about damage. It's about time. Strength. Close, at first. But Juggernaut scales infinitely. Advantage, Juggernaut. Speed. Hulkbuster dominates. Flight. Positioning. Precision. Advantage, Hulkbuster. But durability? This is where everything breaks. The Hulkbuster is engineered. Juggernaut is empowered. One runs on systems. The other runs on a god. And then Juggernaut grabs the suit. Everything changes. Because when unstoppable force takes hold, there is no counter. Tony adapts. Targets the helmet. Searches for weaknesses. Tries to break momentum. Smart. But not enough. Because Juggernaut has faced smarter. Prepared enemies. Teams who knew his weaknesses. And still, he kept coming. Final verdict. In short bursts, Hulkbuster dominates. Smart. Tactical. Precise. Tony has a chance. But in a prolonged fight, there is only one outcome. Juggernaut wins. Because his power doesn't drain. It grows. Because his durability doesn't break. It rebuilds. Because his source isn't a battery. It's a god. The Hulkbuster was built to stop the Hulk. But the Hulk can be stopped. Juggernaut cannot. Tony fights like a genius. But Kane Marco doesn't care. Not about strategy. Not about intelligence. Not about technology. He just keeps walking. And nothing stops the Juggernaut. Check out my other videos for more epic character crossovers and battles. Thanks for watching, and stay happy and healthy.